Good morning, it is Thursday the 13th of March. It's just coming up to 10 o'clock and I'm just about to head out, a little bit of an Uber shift. I should be able to stay out until about 5-6 o'clock. Pretty much depends how long the battery lasts. So normally on a Friday, Saturday night, if the weather's not too bad, I should get about 7 hours out of it before they have to go on a rapid charger. Obviously I'm not going to do a rapid charger during the daytime because it's not busy enough to justify paying the rapid charger prices. But yeah, it just depends on temperature. Obviously it's freezing today, it's 5 degrees. But then I don't anticipate I'm doing a lot of miles because the jobs are going to be few and far between, I'm guessing. So yeah, we'll see what happens and I'll keep you posted shortly. So it's just turned 11 o'clock and it's slow as I expected. Where are we? So first little job was in Ormskirk. Awful, £3.81. Took 7 minutes because of the traffic. It was only for 1.3 miles. And then after that I got one just round the corner. After I'd waited probably 10 or 15 minutes. It was Ormskirk up to a college towards like Wigan way. So it was £12.14. It was 19 minutes and it was 10 miles. But basically just left Ormskirk, jumped straight on the motorway, drove up here. And that was it. So dropped him off. He probably dropped him off when? About 10-15 minutes ago. And nothing's come through yet. So yeah, currently on for the first hour is £15.95 for them 2 trips, and I will give you another update shortly. So it's 1 o'clock and I've just got home. I might be coming back out later on for a little bit of a split shift. It's just so quiet. It's pointless. So the last update was about 11 o'clock. After I'd done that, I didn't get a job until 11:38, so almost 40 minutes of waiting, and then even then it was a £4.21 for a 6-minute job, 1.2 miles. As soon as I dropped them off at the university, I then got a job from the university which was £22.53. It was a half-an-hour job going 20 miles over to Lee, which is in Wigan. So I thought, well, I'll take that. Normally I wouldn't have taken it, but the fact that I'd sat there for like 40 minutes, I thought, it's this, or potentially sit here for another 40 minutes. So I took that, dropped off in Lee, and then I thought, well, maybe I can just bounce around a couple of little jobs. And there wasn't. I started heading back like slow from Lee. Some of the jobs that were coming up were they were shocking, to be honest. Where was this one? There was one that was going from St Helens to Manchester Airport, which is it's about 26 miles, which is going to take about 40 minutes, and they were offering £26. So it was literally like £1 a mile. It's shocking. It's the fact that, I don't know what's more shocking, that the fact that Uber is offering that out for £26, or somebody's done it. Imagine taking someone all the way to the airport, which is going to take you like 40 minutes, plus you're paying obviously your drop-off fees and everything. Yeah, it's like 26 miles and you're doing it for £1 a mile. It's just, so obviously I didn't do that. And then there's some other like daft jobs coming up. Got back on the motorway and then they wanted me to go 10 minutes back into Wigan, or 3.5 miles, to do a 15-minute job, or another 3.5 miles for £8.50. And you're thinking that's like half an hour if you're lucky, because obviously all the traffic in Wigan, for £8.50. And then another one come up on my way back. He wanted me to go 2 miles to Skelmersdale to then take someone to Liverpool L3. So basically it was like, all in, it was just over 20 miles. and they're saying it's going to take 42 minutes. It's going to take longer than that to get from Skelmersdale to basically the far side of Liverpool. So that to me is like best part of an hour job, for like 21-22 miles thereabouts. Not for me, not my cup of tea. I mean, you know, you might as well, if you're going to do that, you might as well take someone to Manchester Airport for that kind of price for the job prior to that. Was then offered another job, which was, this time it was from Ormskirk, which at the time was just over 3 miles away, going 23 miles to the Liverpool airport. So all in, it was probably about another 45-50 minute job, and again it was probably about 25-26 miles. So again, well, £26 they were offering, so basically £1 a mile again, but again for best part of like an hour job, plus you've got your drop off fees and whatnot on top of that. So it's not for me. I know some people would be made up with that, other people are obviously in the same boat as me, as in that's ridiculous, but someone's doing it. I just don't know how you can pick somebody up and run them 25 miles, you know, and still make money on it. I don't know how you can do that. You know, there's a lot of people who you know, it's cost them like 20p a mile or something, and in diesel, for example, depending on what you're driving. I know a lot of people are driving EVs now, but even if you're in like a normal kind of car, you're looking at 20p a mile. If you're driving like a minibus, you could be looking at 30-35 pence a mile. You know, so for that job, you're looking at anywhere between like £5 and £7 worth of fuel. You know, so if they're paying you 26 quid, you've taken your £5 to £7 off, then you're basically around 20 if you're lucky for the hour. And it's like, and then obviously you have to take off all your other fees for your vehicle, all of your, you know, your badge, your plates, all your DBS, your insurance, everything, and then take your tax and your national insurance off. You're going to be running for like £7-8 an hour, and it's just not worth it. You know, I know people are getting a bit desperate and they're just taking these jobs, but the more people that take these jobs, Uber just carry on pushing the price down, because they see it as, well, if drivers are accepting these jobs, then they're obviously good enough because drivers are taking them. You know, and these are the type of people, or the idiots should I say, who are going to take these jobs. They're going to run themselves into the ground. They'll do it for 6 months, 12 months, and then they'll go, oh, Uber's ruined the game. It's not Uber, it's yourself that's ruined it. They'll then throw the towel in and they'll go and then get a job somewhere else. And they've basically pushed the price down, and then, you know, a load of fresh meat then joins, and then they're trying to do it as well, and everyone is just trying to outcompete each other just by doing these stupid jobs. You know, you've got to sit there and you've got to look at a job and say to yourself, what does it cost me per mile, for example, or how much is it costing me per hour to be out on the road, and then look at a job and go, that's not worth it. People are just literally accepting anything that comes up, and especially if they've been sat around. You know, like I said, I was sat around for like 40 minutes before and done a job which wasn't the greatest, but I thought, well, it's going to take me to Lee, which is like Wigan. Thought maybe it's going to be a bit busy around Wigan, you know, which it wasn't. But taking something to go down to the airport, there's nothing by Liverpool airport, and then what are you going to do? You're going to sit there with like another 100-200 drivers sitting in an airport queue. It's daft as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, I'll probably go on charge for a bit. I'll be around for a couple of hours, and I'll come back out this afternoon, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. Maybe it might be a little bit busier this afternoon. So yeah, over them 3 hours, was it 3 hours? Yeah, 3 hours. I've only done £42.69, so it works out. Let's do 69. It's on like £14.23 an hour, which is crap basically. But yeah, all I can try and do is come back out this evening, and hopefully it's a bit busier, and try and push that hourly rating up a little bit. So yeah, we'll find out later, so I'll catch you there. So it's just after 6:15 and I've just come back out to do a bit of an evening shift. I'm not sure how long to stay out for. I'm just pretty much play it by ear. If it's busy, I'll stay out. If it's crap, I'll be home within probably about 2 hours. I always try and give it at least 2 hours because I think an hour is a bit unfair. You can always have a bad hour, but having 2 hours back to back is that means it is crap and it's definitely time to go home. So I'll see what happens and I'll keep you updated in a bit. So it's just after 8 o'clock. It's dare I say busy. It's been ticking over, let's call it that. So my first job was an Ormskirk to Ormskirk. It was £9.15. It was a 5-minute job, 1.6 miles, but I probably ran a good 5 minutes over to it, which was maybe 2 or 3 miles. So basically the majority of the job nobody was in it, and then, like I said, just picked them up and dropped them off 1.6 miles away, so it wasn't too bad, to be honest. Straight after that I got a £13.54 from Ormskirk to Southport, a 25-minute job, 9.5 miles. I thought I'd take it because I felt like there's potential for a little bit more to be happening in Southport because they've got more bars and restaurants than they have in Ormskirk, but it's a roll of the dice. So I dropped them off and then it was about 7. Customer cancelled and then I had that other little job, 3.83, 6 minutes for 1.1 miles. So in that first hour wasn't too bad. It was like what I guess I'd say about £27 for the first hour. I then had a £3.78 5-minute job for 1.4 miles, and then a £3.77, another 5-minute job, 1.6 miles. £4.72, that was a 3-minute job, 1.2 miles. A £4.88, 7 minutes for 2.8 miles, and then I've just done a £4.73, and that was a 5-minute job, 1.8 miles. When I picked her up from work, which was 1 minute past 8, she said, "Oh, you're the second Uber I've booked." She said, "I booked the other one before, and it's just cancelled the job and drove off and took me money." And I'm thinking, there's more to this story, like. And I was like, "Why? What's happened?" She said, "Well, I booked it, and I messaged them, and I said I don't finish until 8 o'clock, and then he drove off at 1 minute to, and cancelled the job." And she was saying like she'd booked it at 5 to. So technically she's obviously booked it. The driver's obviously arrived at 6 minutes to 8. She's then messaged saying I don't finish till 8. So on the one hand I can kind of see it from her point of view because it's like, it's 1 more minute, why didn't the driver wait? But then on the other hand, from a driver's point of view, I'm thinking, well, why should we wait? At the end of the day, if you haven't finished work, why are you booking an Uber to come and pick you up? Wait to finish, or see what the timings are on the app. If it says it's 2 or 3 minutes away, then book it 2 or 3 minutes before you're due to finish. She's obviously booked it way in advance. She must have booked it at about 10 to. He's then turned up, or she's turned up, like 4 or 5 minutes later, and then she's still working. She's not allowed to leave until 8. So yeah, that was it. So in the past 2 hours I've been online. I took a screenshot. I've done £48.40, so not too bad. That's like £24.20 an hour. So where are we? That's 8. So total I'm on 5 hours for the day, and I'm on just over £91. So the 91 over the 5 takes me to £18.20. So I think this morning I was on around £14 an hour. So just goes to show, coming back out in the evening definitely helps, improve it if you've had a bit of a slow day during the dead hours. So yeah, I've just gone back online now. I'll see what happens over the next hour or so. See if it carries on or if it goes quiet. So it's just after 9 o'clock and I've just got home. It started to go too quiet, to be honest. So after the last update, I had a £4.73, a 5-minute job, just 1.8 miles. Then had a surge job, apparently, £6.62, 5-minute job, 2.1 miles. We then had a £4.03, 5 minutes for just over 2 miles. And then the last job was a £4.47, 6 minutes, 2.3 miles. So in that last hour, well, that was 20 past. I think I've carried one of the jobs over there. I think it was £15.12. I was offered 5 jobs and I'd done 3. So yeah, it was just really rubbish. I ended up finishing on £106.21. So over the 6 hours is £17.70. So that's obviously 3 hours this morning, 3 hours this evening. So yeah, basically, if I wouldn't have come out, I still would have been on about £14 an hour, I believe it was. But by coming out, has obviously pushed it up a little bit and took me over the £100 mark. But other than that, yeah, a little bit of a slow day. Yeah, there's nothing really else I can add. I haven't even taken any screenshots of any like really ridiculous jobs that's come through. It's just slow all around, really. So yeah, I'll be out tomorrow. I'll try and come out and do like a proper all day, all night kind of shift rather than just coming out in the afternoon. So yeah, I'll catch you on tomorrow's video.